Did you know that primal farming is still the number one TBC related search on Google? Closely followed by Phase 3 Prep and Arena Comms. Yeah, still people are searching how to farm primals and motes. So I decided to help the people out and share my scientific method of farming primals and the formula that I have created for determining the quality of the farm, and as an example, a 1 hour farm run to show the results. Now, the same scientific method and the formula can be used to farm anything, any commodity or reagent, but in this case, we will be farming primals. Also, it is pretty effective regardless of the phase, version of World of Warcraft, or iteration count. So, are you ready to put the math and logic to the test and make some gold in the process? If so, let's go. Hello friends and welcome back. I hope this video finds everyone well and in great spirit. Today I'm going to share my scientific method of farming primals or motes that make up the primals and show you my formula that I use to determine which farm is the best for the moment. As you know, market prices change often, so do trends for demand for certain items, and those trends drive farmers and bots to migrate between farms. Primals are the prime example, pun intended. Different phases will see different demand for different primals. While bots can also influence which primal sees supply drop and which primal is overfarmed. Now, using my method and the formula will help you decide which farm is worth your time and which is most profitable. So first and foremost, run a fresh auction house scan. I am assuming you're already using the Auctionator add-on or something similar. If you don't, get it. It's a must-have add-on if you're looking to make good profit from selling items in the game on the auction house. Now, while the fresh scan doesn't directly impact Primal's farm, it's always good to have most up-to-date prices for whatever item may come your way. I start every session from a fresh auction house scan. Once the scan is complete, search for every Primal specifically to see how much they're going for. So search for Primal Fire, Primal Shadow, Primal Mana, and so on and so forth. Memorize or write down the 3 most expensive ones. In this case, it's Fire, Air, and then Shadow in the third place. Next, using WOWHead database, which I'm showing on the screen, look up which mob drops the appropriate mote, what percentage is the drop rate, and what level that mob is. Now, a quick disclaimer. Arcanus, the insatiable, or however you say his name, will always stop the results for every mote. Now, it is the mob that only spawns when tailors make spellcloth. It is not a farmable mob, so we will ignore it. We will also ignore the elite mobs and the ones that are in the dungeons or inside the raids. Then the last piece of the puzzle is how contested the farm is. All these parameters will determine if the farm is profitable or a waste of time. And here comes my formula. The formula is this. So it's the cost of the item multiplied by the percentile drop rate, and then level of mob multiplied by how contested the zone is. It's simple once you see it in action. Let me explain and show you. But before I get into the details, I wanted to ask you all for a favor. If you find this video helpful, if I help you make some gold, or if you'd like more of my guides and content, please hit the like button and especially subscribe to my young channel. That is mega important to me. Help me hit my mid-year goal of 3,000 subscribers. I am only like 100 subscribers short. Thank you so much. Now, let's take for example the most expensive primal, the Primal Fire, which is going for 25 gold apiece. And let's look at the mob that drops it the most. The mob that drops it the most is Incandescent Fellspark from the Throne of Kil'Jaeden with a 35% drop rate. So we take 25 or 25 gold multiplied by 0.35, which is 35 percentile. So for the first half we got 8.75. Then we go to the second half. For the L, we use this table. It's the level of mob. If mob is 60 to 62, it's a denomination of 1. For 63 to 64 is 1.3, 65 to 66, 1.7, so on and so forth, with level 70 plus mobs having denominator of 2.5. And then we multiply that by how contested the zone is. So same thing, here is the table. Empty zone is a 1. Few people is a 2. Many people of both factions is a 3. Having to wait for a mob to respawn is 4, and overrun by bots or player farmers is a 5. So let's take a look at the Throne of Kil'Jaeden and see how the farm is looking there. I know how it's looking. It's always looks like this, but I just wanted to show you. So level 70 plus mobs is a denominator 2.5. Throne of Kil'Jaeden is heavily contested, so we multiply 2.5 by 5 and we get 12.5. 12.5 is significantly more than 8.75, making this farm a waste of time. You will literally sit there and wait for mobs to respawn, playing tag game and doing PvP with the horde, competing for the same mobs. Avoid. Now let's take a look at another. Let's take a look at the least expensive primal, which is the Shadow. It's going for only 20 gold. The non-elite mob with the highest drop chance is Unstable Voidwalker and Vacillating Voidcaller, which are located at the same place here and have a drop rate of whopping 41%. So we take 20 gold and multiply it by 0.41, we have 8.2. It is a slightly lower number than the one with the Motes of Fire. The Voidwalkers are level 61 and 62, however. That's denominator of 1. And the zone is almost empty, as you can see. With just a couple farmers, that's a denominator of 2. 8.2 is significantly better than 2. This farm will bring significantly more gold than the first one. Now let's look at the middle one. The second most expensive primal is Primal Air. It is currently going for 22.5 gold. And the best mob is Storming Windripper from Throne of Elements in the Grand with a 33% drop chance. 22 multiplied by 0.33 is 726. However, mobs are level 70, so that's 2.5 denominator, multiplied by, wow, I don't think I've ever seen this zone so uncontested. Usually there's at least 3-4 people. Alright, well we'll go with denominator of 2 for 1 to 2 farmers, so that's total of 5. 2 multiplied by 2.5 is 5. 726 is better than 5, but not as good as 8.2 to 2 with the Voidwalkers. So let me show you exactly how this plays out in 60 minutes. I will give Voidwalker farm a go and see how much gold I can make in 1 hour. We start at 42-minute mark, as you can see here on the clock. We shall finish also on 42nd minute mark of the next hour. Now, if you don't like the formula, you don't have to use it. You can still make solid gold by just looking up which primal sells for most and which mob of what level has what percentage of drop. Just make a decision yourself without plugging in the numbers into the formula. Now, the best part about this method or the formula is that it doesn't only work for motes or primals. This is the way to farm any material, any reagent, or any item in any phase or version of World of Warcraft. First, find out the price of the item or items, then multiply that number by 10, because remember, we're not farming primals, we're farming motes, and there are 10 motes in each primal. So for this formula to work on any other item, we need to multiply the cost of the item by 10 before plugging into the formula. Then look up who drops it with what percentage and what level mob it is, and go farm. Let's say the netherweb spider silk all of a sudden spikes to 7 gold and becomes a hot commodity. We would type that in the database. Blackfang Tarantula in Black Morass has the highest chance. We know that that farm is 100% uncontested as it is inside the instance, but the mobs are non-elite, so that's where we would go. Same thing for any item, really. You can also plug in the numbers into the formula to see which is more profitable to farm, silk or the primals, to help you with that decision. This is the smartest way to decide what to farm, where to farm, and how to farm. What do you guys think? Please let me know in the comments below. I read and reply to every single comment. Now let's take a look at the results of my farm. We are at 42-minute mark of the next hour, and here are the results. I farmed measly level 61 mobs for 1 hour and made over 250 gold. making this farm a 250 gold per hour farm. Now, I bet it's way more than playing tag in the Throne of Kil'Jaeden or even farming level 61 mobs in the Throne of Elements for less gold and for longer kill timers with each mob. Here is a bonus. While I was farming and recording this, the price went up to 27 gold for Primal Shadows, making this particular run over 300 gold. Well, I hope this helps. Now go out and make some gold the smart way. And please don't forget to like this video and hit the subscribe button. Return me a solid if the video was good and you have learned something. And on this note, you take care of yourselves out there. Have a good night.